Be sure to follow us on TikTok at MysticSage1 for daily anime content.
The Dragon Balls, the namesake of one of the most popular anime in the world. Despite having several Dragon Ball related videos on this channel, we haven't really discussed the wishes that have come from them very much, have we? In the original Dragon Ball series, summoning the dragon was usually seen as a monumental event. But by the time Dragon Ball Z comes around, some wishes start to feel like a more basic part of a story arc. And by the time of Super, we even got an entire gag episode revolving around it. Still, even wishes from later arcs have had a great impact on the series in some form or another. So today, we'll be taking a look at what I think are the top 5 wishes in the Dragon Ball series. The choices here won't just be based on the wish itself, but rather than the impact it has made on the story before and after the wish. How much buildup was there to the wish being made? How memorable is the wish? What happens after the wish? How does it affect the characters going forward? Is the buildup good enough to warrant some emotional relief, dread, or even good humor? How intense is the drama? These are the things to keep in mind for the top 5 today. Number 5. Oolong's wish for underwear. Yes, even after the criteria I just laid out for you, I still felt Oolong's wish had to be on the list. This is, after all, the first wish we're ever able to see. Not only that, but the entire series up to this point was literally only just about gathering the Dragon Balls. Toriyama wasn't even planning on continuing the story past this arc. With all that in mind, think about how insane it is that the first wish is Oolong wishing for some girl's panties, possibly being the only wish you would have seen in the series. Even in the English dub, where it's changed to him wishing for the world's most comfortable underwear, it's still pretty humorous. It's clear that Oolong was just desperately trying to stop Pilaf's wish for world domination at the last second with whatever he could think of. Humor aside, another reason why this makes the spot is because of how genuinely epic the Shenron's appearance is. As the first summoning of the dragon, it's handled with such reverence and sincerity, which just makes the anticlimactic wish all the more ridiculous. This would be even higher, but at the end of the day, it's still just a gag, albeit a very fitting one for the series at the time. Number 4. The revival of Earth's people. Within the lightheartedness of the Buu arc, there's a stark contrast of darkness. The stakes were the highest they had ever been, and the atrocities committed on Earth were even worse than King Piccolo's. With a mere raise of his arm, Buu managed to kill nearly every living person on Earth, then later on eats most of the remaining cast. Eventually, in his kid or pure form, Buu straight up destroys the planet. Between these events span several episodes, so we get quite a bit of time to really absorb how desperate things are for our protagonists. So when they finally get the chance to get some wishes granted during the final battle, it feels like a huge deal to finally see things going their way. That's why our number 4 pick is when everyone on Earth is revived during the battle with Kid Buu. There may have been quite a few wishes throughout the series where people are revived, but there's something very cathartic about this particular wish after everything that happens. They also specifically wish for those that were evil to not be revived, which ends up confirming that Vegeta at this point in the series is a decent person deep down as he loses his halo. In the end, the revival of the people of Earth helps finally put an end to the lengthy battle with Buu by helping with Goku's Spirit Bomb, one of the series' more iconic moments. Number 3. The Tournament of Power Wish. The Tournament of Power is the longest arc in Dragon Ball Super, and very early on, it's clear that the winner of the tournament would have their wish granted by the Super Dragon Balls. And then you also realize that when a universe has its team eliminated, Zeno quite literally deletes that entire universe from existence. Yeah, it's pretty extreme. With the arc's length and stakes, even if you know how things are probably going to end, it all still does add a sense of grandness to the wish itself when it's all over. Ultimately, after a tough battle between Jiren and Universe 7, with Android 17 as the last man standing. His decision to bring back the universes rather than the boat he wanted was predictable for most of the audience, but it was still satisfying to see the man Android 17 had become between Z and Super, and do the right thing. With all that said, while the predictableness isn't a bad thing, pretty much everyone knew how this was likely to end before the tournament even started, making it a little hard for me to justify putting it any higher on this list. Number 2. The Revival of Goku. Unlike the Buu arc, the Saiyan arc isn't known for being very lighthearted once Nappa and Vegeta actually land on Earth. Son Goku was revived just as the Saiyans were about to land on the seemingly doomed planet, and had to rush through Snake Way to help his friends in their battle against him. The fact that Goku even died in the first place and had to be wished back already feels like a big deal in the series' history. Again, the idea that Goku, the main character, had died at the time was crazy. It already makes the wish feel special, but the tension that surrounds it is pretty thick, even when you already know what happens during the course of the arc. It's a feeling that many fans are missing in most modern Dragon Ball content. And when he shows up and saves his son, it's one of the many great satisfying moments that the series is known for. And everyone knows the classic events that unfold afterward in his battle with Vegeta. When you look at the wish and the events that surround it, it's not surprising that the series took off so fast in America, fans had no idea what ride they were about to get on. Before we get to our number 1 pick, I'd like to give a few honorable mentions. A wish I had on the back of my mind was Zamasu's wish to switch bodies with Goku in another timeline. He would end up going on to killing that timeline's Goku and his family. But the main reason I had the wish in mind is because it created what is likely Super's most memorable villain. Specifically visually, the sight of Goku in Black Kai clothing with such a menacing expression was so striking when the arc first hit back in 2016. His Super Saiyan Rose added to this, complementing the look pretty well. Not to mention the mystery of the character. There wouldn't have been nearly as much curiosity from fans if Zamasu never made that wish in the first place. Another one I'd like to give an honorable mention to is the non-canon Garlic Jr.'s wish for immortality. I know I was pretty hard on the Garlic Jr. saga in another video of mine, but in the first Dragon Ball Z movie, Dead Zone, you've got to give him respect for achieving immortality with no problems. Well, aside from getting Goku's attention for kidnapping his son, the wish scene itself is also pretty epic even in its briefness. It's too bad he decided to summon the only thing that could defeat him at the time, the Dead Zone itself. Lastly, I'd like to just acknowledge the less spoken about wishes in the series, like Bora being brought back to life after Goku worked so hard to selflessly gather the Dragon Balls when he originally just wanted to keep the 4-star Dragon Ball for himself. Or just the little things, like Krillin being brought back to life after being killed by Frieza so suddenly. Just those brief moments where characters are allowed to celebrate or be happy as a literal wish comes true. I think we take these moments in this series for granted these days. Number 1. King Piccolo's wish. Usually when a wish happens in Dragon Ball, it's in the favor of the protagonists. But here, we have a case where King Piccolo has his way completely. His wish grants him his youth back, returning him to his desired full strength. But while that wish is dreadful enough for everyone else in the arc, 3 characters die during the process of fulfilling this wish. Master Roshi dies trying to seal him away, Chaozu is blasted when trying to interrupt his wish, and the most shocking of all, Piccolo kills Shenron. The idea of the Almighty Dragon, summoned by the Dragon Balls being killable, was already crazy. But the fact that King Piccolo actually goes through with it right after having his wish fulfilled is so dastardly. This all happens back to back. This isn't just a wish to advance the plot further. This is a whole damn event. The stakes and tension in this arc were at a level never before seen in this series before this point. He even takes over the world for a brief period of time. The only knock I have against the wish is that he wishes for his youth to return to him rather than something like immortality. The concept of immortality as a wish doesn't really come into heavy play until after the death of King Piccolo. But at the end of the day, you still have to respect this moment. The king of the new world had arrived, and he was determined to make sure nothing was going to get in the way of his throne. And that's why for me, this wish ranks at number 1. And those are my top 5 Dragon Ball wishes. But what did you think? How does your list look? There's quite a few memorable wishes throughout the series that I didn't get the chance to mention, and everyone is going to have their own personal criteria. So I'm curious to see what other wishes pop up in your lists. Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you next time for some more Dragon Ball and other anime content. Hey guys, before the video closes out, I just want to thank you so much for bringing your support over here on Mystic Sage. I upload every Saturday and Sunday and strive to bring you guys a review and some fun discussion content, so your viewership means the world. Also, if you want a little more from Mystic Sage, head on over to TikTok and check us out over there for more fun, bite-sized anime videos. I've also got an Amazon store where I sell tons of cool anime merch, so check it out. For real this time though, thanks again for watching. I'm Mystic Sage, and I'll see you next time with some more great anime content.